Hello everybody, welcome to the Impressive channel. Amara La Negra's interview on The Breakfast Club stirred up quite a bit of discussion yesterday. A lot of people agreed with her and some did not agree with her, including Cardi B's sister Hennessy Carolina. Now when Amara La Negra was talking about the lack of representation of Afro-Latinas in the media, Charlamagne was like, well, what about Cardi B? And I don't understand why he brought up Cardi B's name, but it did open up a discussion about colorism.
Cardi's popping in the American world, and she's kind of popping in the Latin world.
Yeah,
too,
but we don't look the same.
You guys don't
And now the
know about
Latin market is
Latin
accepting
Do you think
her.
that she's lighter than you, too?
Time out real quick.
Why you look at me like that?
I'm confused. So you think it's the dark skin?
Of course it is. I'm
How
not
do you
even gonna
explain-
front.
Cardi B's sister, Hennessy Carolina, did not agree with Amara's statement, and she went on Instagram and wrote a long rant, and she said this. Okay, I really like her. She's not obviously, beautiful. This is the same message my sister been trying to spread for a while now, but it doesn't count because she's not so dark. So what I don't like is that people ask her if she feels like Cardi B made it because she's lighter skinned, and she made a face basically insinuating, yes, people like Cardi B because of who she is, not because she's light skinned. I think that's what Charlamagne was trying to say. A girl from her same country with the same hair and braids from the hood that had to become a stripper because it was hard for her to find a job because of her hair and color. People like her because she doesn't sugarcoat things. That's why people like her, not because she's light-skinned. Just like the same reason people are liking you. Not only because you're dark, but you seem like a talented sweetheart. You auditioned for a Latin soap opera and got denied. Not Cardi. So don't say they accepting her now because she's light, because she's not in no soap opera. Huh? She got the talent to rap in English and in Spanish, not because she's quote-unquote light-skinned. Not only do we have to hear from the hip-hop community that we're not dark enough, but we got to hear it from a girl from our same country. Oh God, we're Trinidadian and Dominican. My sister had your same hair, honey, to the T. Spread the message and do what you gotta do. But to basically say Cardi got accepted because she's light is ridiculous, because everyone seemed to struggle. In that being said, we are all black. Every Caribbean country had slave owners. Some were French, some were Spaniards, some British, etc. They mixed with African and Indian, and we are woke and we're fighting for the same rights, girl. So please, I understand the message, she's darker tone, but don't say she's where she's at because she's light. Go to the Latin world, you tell them this, but don't come here saying Cardi B accepted because she's light. Cardi B made it because she put in work that most couldn't put, not because she's white, black, Spanish, etc. Honestly, this whole rant did not make any sense. It was very tone deaf and people dragged Hennessy for it, and rightfully so. She had to delete this comment. However, Amara, being as gracious as she is, wrote back and said this. Hennessy Carolina, mama, I never said she's not a hard-working girl. I have always admired her, and I've said in every interview, I'm not putting her down, and she deserves everything God is blessing her with because she's worked for it. I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. Unfortunately, there's some people who don't want to understand, but colorism is a big issue in Latin America. It's actually worse in Latin America than it is in the United States. And actor Laz Alonso actually stood up and defended Amara on social media, and he addressed Charlamagne directly and said this. You my guy, but to question colorism in Latin America because Cardi B made it is like questioning it in America because Will Smith did. The problem exists. Turn on Telemundo, Univision, or look for any black woman, Latin female artist on any Latin award shows. You won't find them. The problem is worse in Latin America than it is here. And Charlamagne replied, acting like he didn't know this was an issue. And Laz said this, Charla, asking questions is never a problem. I was fine with it until questioning her legitimacy because Cardi B made it. That's like questioning racism exists because Barack was elected, or that Oscars is so white is a false narrative because there have been black Oscar winners in the past. I support what you do with your platform, exposing CACs, and that's not an insult to any white viewers out there That's just a word for racist people only, and the system that supports them. I'm just explaining that systematic racism exists outside of US as well. And as a race, we should not become so myopic and only seeing our perspective, that we are tone deaf to other Black people fighting the same fight for the same struggle in a different community. And I have to give Laz an applause because that was well said. But let me take the topic back to Cardi B. I don't believe Cardi B made it because she was light-skinned. I don't think she made it because she was the most talented or the most attractive. I believe she made it because people do love her personality. And she had such a huge personality on Love and Hip Hop and a huge personality on social media. She worked her way from the ground up, from being a stripper to being on social media to being on a reality show to now being one of the biggest rap stars today. And people, they just really applauded and rooted for her because they saw her journey. And we love rooting for the underdog. We love seeing people who worked hard for their come up. But I will say this though, Cardi B's skin tone does work in her favor. Being light-skinned helps Cardi B in a lot of ways. Now, the reason why I say this is because, for one, Cardi B made it in the American market. Black people put Cardi B on. Black women were the main supporters of Cardi B. And this is 100% factual. If she didn't have a large support from Black America, she wouldn't have made it to mainstream America. And if she didn't make it to mainstream America, she wouldn't have been able to cross over to the Latin American market. And the fact that she has lighter skin does make her more acceptable in the Latin American community. But I will say this, if Cardi started off doing Spanish music instead of hip hop music, it would have been harder for her to come up, because even though she's light skinned and mixed, she still has African features. And that is something that is not accepted in her community. And you could tell Amara that she has kinky hair and she's dark skinned on top of that. It's even harder for her. But I will admit, for Cardi, it would have been hard as well, because she does not fit that mold that Latin America likes, like Jennifer Lopez, Shakira, Sofia Vergara, and more. But having fair skin does make it easier for her. And this is not to be dismissive about what she has struggled through, because Cardi B has opened up about colorism in the past as well.
I used to work like in I'll say like in a white strip club. You know what I'm saying? A strip club in downtown. And it's like, I always loved my skin complexion, that I noticed that the Russian and the white girls was making more money than colored girls or a girl like me. Sometimes they make you feel like, damn, you're not even good enough.
Well, yeah, I mean, you actually talked about in one of your interviews that you feel like that dark-skinned girls don't get praised by society as much as light-skinned girls.
Yes, it's true. Don't ever make it seem like I don't like black girls because I think light-skinned girls look better. Don't ever be on some like somebody look better than somebody else because of a skin complexion.
So yes, Cardi B has been open and honest about colorism, and I give her props for that. Some people don't want to admit it, but I don't like the fact that her sister was so dismissive towards what Amara was saying. You know, Cardi B's skin tone does work in her favor. You can't deny that. However, this is not a video to put down light-skinned women. This is not a video to put down anybody. I think we all are beautiful. It doesn't matter what complexion, what shade. We are all beautiful. We all deserve to be represented in the media. And that's really the point of this whole video. That's the point of Amara's discussion. We deserve to be represented. It doesn't matter if you're dark. It doesn't matter if you're light. We all deserve to be represented. Can we all agree on that? Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share if you care. See you next time. Bye.